Hey guys, what's up? So let's discuss Carlee Russell. So Carlee Russell went missing on Thursday night, July 13th. She was apparently on the highway or the freeway, and she was returning home from work and making a few stops, I believe, for food. And she was on the phone with a relative, and apparently she thought she saw a child in the road, so she called 911 and reported a child in the road. And she also called a family member, and the family member said she pulled over, and that the next thing she knows, she heard a scream, and then all she just heard is traffic. She didn't hear anything else after that. And now it's being reported that she was found alive. So that is a little bit confusing for me, because if you're found, that means somebody was out searching for you, and then voila, we found you. But in the same, news reporting, they're saying she returned home. So if she returned home, that means she came home on her own. Like, she wasn't found particularly. So right now she's at UAB Hospital in Alabama, which is where this took place. And I hope that she gets the help that she needs. And I'm glad that she was found alive, or is alive, and the family can have some relief, because I can't even imagine going through that as a parent. I am wondering if we're going to get any answers as to what exactly happened. When this was first reported, I found it to be very odd that supposedly a child was in the middle of the road, because usually if you have a situation like that, it is typically in remote areas, or I've never heard of a child roaming onto like a main, like, interstate freeway, and there's no one around. No one's like trying to get to, like, how would the child have ended up there? It's nighttime, it's dark. I mean, I found that whole scenario to be very, very weird. And so now it's being reported that there was never a child, which I questioned when they first reported this information. So now it's being reported there was never a child, because, in my opinion, if there had been a child out there, certainly multiple calls would have come in from other drivers. There's no way only this one person saw this child on the side of a main interstate highway at night, and no one else saw this child. No one else called about it. I kept questioning that scenario. It just did not make sense at all. Especially at nighttime. Like, where would the child have wandered from? Because it's like the middle of nowhere. I mean, not saying that somebody couldn't have just pushed the child out the car, I get, but, like, again, I kept questioning, well, they're not saying that they got multiple calls of a child wandering or roaming on the road. She was the only one who called. So I just thought that's very weird. Very, very weird. There's something not right about the situation. And lo and behold, she has, aka, returned home. Again, I'm glad that she's alive and she's safe and her family can have relief. But are we ever going to get any, like, answers as to what exactly happened? Because a lot of people got emotionally invested in, trying to find her and figure out what happened. And, it's all so weird. And I remember questioning, like, well, maybe there was something going on where she was maybe highly stressed out and saw something that really wasn't there, or maybe, there's just some other things going on emotionally or something, because I just felt like the situation did not make sense. It made no sense, and then she just disappeared. No one saw her. And also, like, they showed the camera footage of the car and the flashes, but I'm like, well, if y'all have that camera footage, where's the rest of the camera footage? Like, wouldn't y'all see if there was, like, a report of a gray car and a guy or a tip or something like that? But it's like, well, wouldn't that be on camera too? Like, what happened to the camera footage of the gray car? But we never got to see camera footage of another car pulling up by her or anything like that. So I thought that was odd. Even if somebody was trying to bait you in, I don't see them being able to pull that off on a main highway like that. I can see that, like, in a remote area, or like a normal neighborhood, but just like a main highway with tons and tons and tons of cars flying by at night. It'd be risky to just throw a child out there in that situation. Like, that just didn't add up to me. Oh, again, I'm happy for her family. I'm happy they're relieved. But we, the public, would like some sort of answers as to what occurred. Like, it's just a very odd situation. Very odd. Anyway, you guys, comment below. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video.